Welcome to After Dark Creations Art and Review. I'm Jen, your artist and fangirl, here to share my love of cult films, music, movies, and television with you. This week, I'll be reviewing Spider-Man Into the SpiderVerse. Into the SpiderVerse has an 8.5 out of 10 on IMDb and a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was released in December of 2018 and was directed by Peter Ramsey, Bob Persichetti, and Rodney Rotham, starring Shameik Moore as Miles Morales, Jake Johnson as Peter Parker, Haley Steinfeld as Spider-Gwen, John Mulaney as Spider-Ham, Nicolas Cage as Noir Spider-Man, and Kimiko Glenn as Penny Parker. The film grossed $375.5 million and won an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. The film received a BAFTA, Critics' Choice Award, and a Golden Globe. Alright, into the plot, so spoiler warning ahead. Miles Morales is a teen making his way in a high-stress environment of a boarding school. He occasionally blows off steam by creating street art with his uncle Aaron. They head through the subway to put up one of Miles' new designs, and Miles is bitten by a radioactive spider from an alternate universe. The next day, he develops abilities like Spider-Man, and he goes to investigate the tunnels for answers. He finds the corpse of a little spider he hears shouting in the distance and finds Peter Parker as Spider-Man fighting the Green Goblin. The Green Goblin was hired by Kingpin to stop Spider-Man from foiling his plan of opening an interdimensional portal with the use of a Hadron Collider. The Kingpin seeks to retrieve alternate versions of his deceased wife and child. The Green Goblin forces Peter into the stream of the Collider, and the Spider People from alternate universes, also known as the SpiderVerse, get dragged into his and Miles' universe. Peter is killed, but not before discovering Miles and tasking him with stopping Kingpin. Later, Miles goes to mourn the death of Peter Parker and encounters an alternate and slightly pudgier version of Peter from the Spider-Verse. Miles informs this downtrodden version of Peter Parker of Kingpin's plan. They go to retrieve what Peter refers to as a goober, a device that will stop the Collider from destroying their realities. They encounter several alternate versions of Spider-Man, including Spider-Gwen, Peter Parker, Noir Spider-Man, and Penny Parker. She's like the anime version of Spider-Man. They team up to stop Olivia Octavius, also known as Doc Ock, and Kingpin from opening a portal again, which would cause all of their realities to collapse in on one another. Miles is new to the Spider-Man game and is consistently chased by the Kingpin's crew, including his uncle Aaron, who is also the masked criminal known as the Prowler. Aaron is killed when he disobeys Kingpin's orders. Miles is heartbroken over the death of his uncle, but the other members of the Spider-Verse share in his pain. They try to encourage Miles to embrace his gift, but he is uncertain, so they web him to a chair and plan to stop Kingpin on their own. Remembering the dying words of his uncle Aaron, Miles eventually harnesses the power and takes the leap of faith. He designs his costume and takes to the streets as the new Spider-Man to stop the Kingpin. The main battle in the Collider finds all of our heroes facing off with the Kingpin, Doc Ock, and their goons. Each scene is a blur of vivid color and dynamic action. I was entranced. Eventually, Miles takes control of the situation and helps his friends home before facing off with a Kingpin, as his father watches in the distance. Miles uses his wit and skills to defeat Kingpin and is heralded as a hero. The story is epic and the best I have seen from Sony. The characters are well developed and nuanced, and I really cared about the fates of all of our heroes. With the death of Peter Parker, the stakes were raised for all of our characters and meant that any one of them could face real death. This film was a piece of art and deserved all the praise it received, and gave me hope for future depictions of superheroes. I hope to see more Latinx heroes in films and in comic books as well as in novels. Now, let's get into how the film informs the art. I decided to go with Spider-Gwen and have a vibrant background that evoked the colors of the Collider and the graphic style of the film. I loved the highly saturated neon colors and overall aesthetic. Alright guys, so I'm just going to remind you once again that the pre-sale tickets for Horrorgasm are available now on our Indiegogo, and if you are a lover of comics, Horrorgasm has its own anthology series. You can pick it up at our Indiegogo. I hope that you support our event. After all, Horrorgasm is San Diego's first horror-themed art and entertainment event. This is my dream, and I hope to share it with you. As always, thank you for watching. I'm Jen, and let's keep it spooky, friends.